Hi guys, I'm Chris.
And I'm Benjamin.
And welcome to Father Knows Zest. On today's episode, we are going to make some slow cook chili right here at this beautiful cabin we're staying at this weekend. And we hope that you will enjoy making this at your home when it gets cold and snowy outside. Some of our viewers have requested that we do an ingredient list before we get started. So, you want to have a pound of ground beef or ground turkey if you're being a little more health conscious. We're going to need a yellow onion, 16 ounces of tomato sauce. That's not paste, but sauce, tomato sauce, very important. 1 can, like a 16-ounce can of kidney beans, the red kind. 1 can of black beans. 32 ounces of diced tomatoes. Because of the way the grocery stores are sometimes lowering the volume on their cans while keeping the price the same, you can substitute 28 ounces of tomatoes if necessary. You also are going to need some chili powder, 1.5 tablespoons, 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper, 1 garlic clove, and 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. And don't forget, of course, your crock pot or slow cooker, as well as, to top it off, with some shredded cheddar cheese and some chili cheese Fritos. Let's wash our hands and get started. Let's start by browning our meat in a frying pan on the stove. We're going to do that at a medium heat. Doesn't need to be too hot. And while it's browning, we can cut up our onions, chop the onions, and open some of our cans. So here we are checking in on our meat. You see we still have a little pink, but it's also starting to brown. Our meat's browned. At this point, if you are worried about having too much fat in your chili, you could put it in a colander and drain off the grease. I like more flavor, and let's face it, guys, the flavor is in the fat. So we're going to put in our meat into the bottom of our slow cooker. Now Benjamin's going to help. Benjamin,
Yay!
I'd like you to pour in our 1 chopped yellow onion into the slow cooker. Pour that in, right in there. Great job.
I poured all of it.
All right, now, Benjamin, if you could pour in the can of red kidney beans.
See the logo?
You're gonna
Good job.
Make sure to pause and read this.
You can just put it right in. All the way in. Shake that out. Great. Next, the black beans. Can you tell which ones are the black beans?
Even read this too.
1 can, about 16 ounces there. Shake out any little last ones. All right, now we need our 8 ounces of tomato sauce.
Careful not to spill.
Tomato sauce, my favorite on pizza.
And also in chili. And the other can of wait.
Wait, do the other can of
You need
tomato
to do the
sauce.
other can of tomato sauce, buddy.
I didn't even notice.
Good job. Now we're going to put in our 32 ounces of canned diced tomatoes. There's half of it, and the other half is in the can over there. The other half is in the can over there.
Tomato sauce.
Diced tomatoes.
All right. We have a bowl here with our spices, which includes
I hate spices.
1.5 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper, and 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. I know some people, you want to pour this in?
Yeah.
Might find brown sugar a little bit
I hate
surprising
spices.
in some chili. But the reality is that when you mix your spicy and your sweet, it's very nice. Next, we need to put in our clove of garlic. You can substitute garlic. You can substitute, I'm going to do this one, Benjamin. You can substitute garlic powder, but it's not the same as doing it nice and fresh. After all, fresh means zest. And this is Father Knows Zest. All right, we're going to stir that up.
Okay, can you stir it?
Stir it nice and slow, Benjamin, like this. To get all the ingredients combined. Nice and slow. And while he does that, I'm going to put it on low for our slow cook. It's going to take about 6 to 8 hours on low, or if you're a little impatient, a little hungry, 4 to 6 hours on high. But we are going to enjoy some fun activities while this cooks and let the slow roast work on our chili as those spices soak in to the meat and the onions and all those flavors commingle. Nice
I really
job.
want to eat this.
Nice job, Benjamin. Let's cover her up and we'll check in a few hours. It's always good every couple hours to check on it. Make sure that you have a good temp going and stir it a little bit. The smell is just so delicious, filling up the whole house. Can't wait for this chili to be done. Okay. Our chili's been cooking for about 4.5 hours. Let's take a look. I did turn it up to high about an hour ago just because I was getting impatient. And it looks great. I always think it's good to take a little bit out and try it out in a little bowl first. You want to make sure that the beans aren't hard and crunchy. Yes, this is definitely ready. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our corn chips, put a nice layer of those at the bottom of our bowl. Probably a little too many corn chips in that bowl. We're going to scoop our chili on top and also turn down our crock pot. You're not going to eat this right away or it will be too hot. And I don't mean flavor, I mean temperature. The temperature currently that it was at was about 225 degrees. That'll burn your tongue and send you to the ER. What it's great for right now is melting our cheese that we sprinkle on top. We're going to let this set for 5 minutes or so before we eat it. And then we'll give that a nice big spoonful. All right, we've let it sit and cool. Our cheese is melted nicely. I like to kind of mash it in there and get it all stirred up. And then we're going to take a nice deep spoonful to get down and get some of those Fritos, those corn chips, with our chili and take a nice bite. That was really good chili. Perfect amount of spiciness and sweetness. You're going to want to grab yourself a bowl or two. This will definitely warm you up on a cold fall or winter night. Until next time, thanks for joining us on Father Knows Zest, and don't forget to subscribe.